I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, just $14.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now, every order ships absolutely free. I'm excited to announce.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Show 2 today. Thank you for tuning in. Josh here, Oreo Express. It is still February 25th, Tuesday. We got some more breaking news. We got some stuff we want to cover for you today. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Let me go over to the comments really quick. We got Susan K. We got Texas RW. We got Nola. We got the real Texas man, Texas Bigfoot. Trina, how are you doing? Hugs back. And oh, check that out. Matt with First Amendment Media in the house. Check that out. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We got a lot to cover here in the second show. Hopefully it won't be too long. We got some funnies too. We got Trump and some of his comments at a press conference. We got Ask America with Edgar. I thought, and I didn't know what it was. But I think you'll think it's funny. It does have a cuss word, so we're going to have to be careful on that one. And then I found out today, so in the first show, we covered the fact that the White House Correspondents Association was choosing who was in the press briefing rooms and all that. And then I found out who the president of that was, and we're going to talk about that with you a little bit today. Some more leaked NSA chats from the weirdos, our intelligence community, CIA, NSA, just whacked out of their mind. Who are we employing? The FBI looking into Comey off the books honeypot operation, the one that targeted Trump in 2016. We're going to take a look at that. Some of Trump's other comments today. U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi has now issued some letters to Maine, California, and Minnesota, warning them to cease allowing boys to play in girls' sports or face potential legal action. We'll get into that. And then we got some federal judges that we're going to discuss, more of the corruption and impeachment possibly of federal judges that are going against us, the will of the people. So again, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. Let me see who jumped else in here. Jay Lynn's in the house. Rob Wallace. Let's see. Saint Fan, howdy. Nola's in here. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I appreciate you. It's been a busy day, man. Busy day. I'm telling you, I'm starting to get stuck in this seat right here. Gonna be fun show though. Micro Taz is in the house as well. How are you doing, Micro Taz? Thank you guys for tuning in. Hold on. This stupid thing ain't. Hold on. This thing is messing up. I'll make sure that this isn't messed up right here. We've been having some problems. I'm showing a commercial. Okay, we're live. I was just making sure we had that commercial looping earlier. Didn't even know what was going on. So let's get into Edgar meets Ian Omar.
Omar is.
I've never heard of this person before. Maybe y'all have, but take a listen to this. This is a funny, and I want to warn you, it has some not so appropriate language.
We're here eagerly awaiting for Ilhan Omar to speak. Ilhan Omar is famous for many, many things. I want to speak very softly and respectfully here. Ilhan Omar, did you consummate the marriage to your brother? Which is worse, immigration fraud or brother fucking? Are there any other relatives you fancy, Ilhan? How did your brother propose to you?
Come on. Yeah.
All right.
I seen that, and I kind of needed that today. I was like, we're going to watch it one more time.
We're here eagerly awaiting for Ilhan Omar to speak. Ilhan Omar is famous for many, many things. I want to speak very softly and respectfully here. Ilhan Omar, did you consummate the marriage to your brother? Which is worse, immigration fraud or brother fucking? Are there any other relatives you fancy, Ilhan? How did your brother propose to you?
Come on. Yeah.
All right.
Tax billionaire
All right.
I don't know. I just like it. I'm gonna have to follow that account, and I don't know how many things they've done. Let's see. Do liberal white women really know what it's like to be oppressed?
A fiction by Margaret Atwood, am I correct? What about the real women that are being repressed in Iran and Saudi Arabia? I have never seen The Handmaid's Tale. What does it involve?
Repressing women?
Yeah, but this is a work of fiction by Margaret Atwood, am I correct? What about the real women that are being repressed in Iran and Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, that's terrible.
But
We need that to stop.
Isn't it more useful to protest against something real?
Yeah, we're just using Handmaid's Tale as a way to express it.
Yeah, it's safer, that's for sure. I have never seen The Handmaid's Tale. What does it involve?
Okay, so, let's see. That was good. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on that one, because we need those laughs once in a while. We got a couple good laughs coming. So earlier today we talked about this and discussed this. I want to play it again.
As you all know, for
I
decades,
did a little more looking into the White House Correspondents Association, and you could imagine what the president is, I guess you could say. Take a listen.
As you all know, for decades, a group of DC-based journalists, the White House Correspondents Association, has long dictated which journalists get to ask questions of the President of the United States in these most intimate spaces. Not anymore. I am proud to announce that we are going to give the power back to the people who read your papers, who watch your television shows, and who listen to your radio stations. Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join, fear not, but we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility. Just like we added a new media seat in this briefing room, legacy media outlets who have been here for years will still participate in the pool, but new voices are going to be welcomed in as well. As part of these changes, we will continue the rotation amongst the 5 major television networks to ensure the president's remarks are heard far and wide around this world. We will add additional streaming services which reach different audiences than traditional cable and broadcast. This is the ever-changing landscape of the media in the United States today. We will continue to rotate a print pooler who has the great responsibility of quickly transcribing the president's remarks and disseminating them to the rest of the world. And we will add outlets to the print pool rotation who have long been denied the privilege to partake in this experience, but are committed to covering this White House beat. We will continue to rotate a radio pooler and add other radio hosts who have been denied access, especially local radio hosts who serve as the heartbeat of our country. And we will add additional outlets and reporters who are well suited to cover the news of the day and ask substantive questions of the President of the United States, depending on the news.
Substantive. So, again, this was all determined beforehand by the White House Correspondents Association. And so I looked this up. This is the president. And then we even got more because we just talked about Joy Reid getting the axe from MSNBC. But listen, look at this guy right here. Look at this. And listen to what he says. That's the president.
Bunch of humans doing one thing, and
he's got his nails painted, for God's sake.
There's always going to be something that is missed. I think what we have not
the
seen,
show, for instance,
exactly. What we have not seen from Elon Musk or this administration is any evidence of all of this abuse that they're talking about. Right? Right? Like they say they've gone in, they found all of this waste that has been happening. We haven't seen it. I will say though, it matters. It's a test case, and it matters who or what organizations or groups of people push back. We're not seeing a lot of pushback on the Hill, where they are.
So, and then I seen another article today, and he even looks more appropriate here and more woke here. Take a look at that, and it was the Daily Caller. And at first, I thought that this was satire. Eugene Daniels, the president of the White House Correspondents Association, is leaving Politico and joining MSNBC to co-host a weekend roundtable show. These are the people that were in charge of who was in the briefing rooms and who was allowed to ask questions. I'm telling you, DC is trash. So are the White House correspondents. And we are done with the wokeness. I'm so happy. I think Trump made a comment on that too today. Let's listen to Trump's comment. Let's pull this up.
Get your thoughts on that. And also on Air Force One. It's trending on X. People are talking about it. Get your thoughts.
Well, we're going to be now calling those shots. As you know, we won that lawsuit right there.
Watch what he says here about the Gulf of America. You guys are going to love it.
The Gulf of America, which is a beautiful name. Most people agree. I don't know. It's, AP has been terrible. Look, I think they're radical left. I think they're third-rate reporters. I know the specific young lady that works on the account is terrible. She's a radical left lunatic as far as I'm concerned. They don't treat us fairly. That's number one. And number two, they had no right to do that. This is the Gulf of America. And if you look at that shoreline, look at that shoreline.
Watch this.
Look, from Florida, well, most of it it's called America. And vast majority, like big numbers. So I'm just admiring it as I look at it. I'm getting teary-eyed. But
get your thoughts on that. And also on Air Force One.
I'm getting teary-eyed. You got to love this guy, man. He loves America. He loves America first. He's going to put America first. But he says, I'm getting teary-eyed. And then later he says, I can't cry. Or he said something in the realm of, I can't cry because that's all you report on. Donald Trump breaks down in tears. You just got to love it. You just got to love it. We covered this yesterday, a little bit more reporting. This again was from the Daily Caller. The man arrested for plotting mass casualty event in Texas was allegedly transitioning genders. A law enforcement source has exclusively told the Daily Caller. So trans terrorism, this was that there. And let me show you a picture of the person here. This person... They were planning an attack on police, very similar to the attack in Texas on 2018, where the sniper went after the police department. And it was just bad news all the way together. But we have a pandemic We have trans terrorism. I mean, these school shootings, everything, these people that don't identify as normal. What is going on here? We used to talk about it. Now we don't want to talk about the suspects because, oh my God, they're in a special privileged class and they're trans or they're non-binary, guys. We can't do any coverage of that. Look for a white man somewhere. And so, again, I think with the new FBI director, the deputy director, we're going to see some strong investigations into this and hopefully a lot other. We're going to talk about some stuff that's going to be investigated. So Christopher Rufo tweeted this out. Leaked NSA and CIA officials expressed their desires to have a hermaphrodite babies in order to advance trans ideology. An intersex birth would be a great opportunity to raise a kid as non-binary and let them choose later. These are people that run our surveillance state, guys. And look at these we showed you some messages today, more or yesterday, more are coming out today. These hermaphrodite and intersex are two different things. Yes. I'm saying that you are 100% a result of your experience. I mean, this is NSA, CIA, like this is what they're spending their time doing. I mean, this is supposed to be the top intelligence agencies in the world. And under Biden, and this is why Democrats are freaking out. I'm sure it's racist and bigoted to ask them to do their work. Because if they responded to that email to Elon that said, list 5 things I did last week, I don't think about talking about hermaphrodites and saying that an intersex birth would be a great opportunity to raise kids as non-binary, would be one of those things that would pass the smell test, if you get what I'm saying. And I just can't believe how far it's gone. It's insane. Absolutely insane. Oh man. So today, near miss at Chicago's Midway Airport, a plane was coming into land. There was another plane going across the runway and the plane took off right away. Here's some video of that. They are
this near miss that's happened at Midway Airport. Stunning video showing the Southwest Airlines flight dodging a small plane as it crossed the runway just as the larger aircraft was coming in for a landing. Let's watch this here. Well, goes around. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Wow. Talk about an incursion into the runway. Somebody, and I would imagine it's the small plane, is going to get an earful from air traffic controllers about that. Watch, we'll play it again as it comes in. Just watch this.
Yeah, it's our understanding, John, that obviously this is a commercial jet, the South.
So they are investigating now. There's some speculation, and everything is speculation right now, that plane coming across didn't have the go-ahead to come across at that time. So we're waiting to see what happens with that one. We'll keep you updated, and check this out. If you guys needed a smile today, and look at that. FBI looking into James Comey's off-the-books honeypot operation targeting the 2016 Trump campaign. We know Comey's a traitor. We know Comey has probably been having some sleepless nights lately. For Obama, he spied on the Trump campaign. He did many things wrong. Unethical and illegal. And I just think this is great. You have Kash Patel just got not confirmed, but sworn in not too long ago. Then you had Dan Bongino. And it's going to be good, folks. We're going to actually see some justice, I think. I wasn't sure how we would see justice play out on past things. I thought they were going to, you know, I just thought one of those things, let's not muddy the waters. But I think they want to send a message. Like, if you broke the law, you are not free and clear. You interfered in an election. You did a whole lot of things. And I want to play
for
this
the
video
FBI.
for you from before before the election, and just listen to what Comey says.
Are you concerned that it may get like any other if Donald Trump is reelected? I mean, when you think about a second Trump administration, what do you think the implications would be for the FBI?
Oh, serious for the Justice Department and the FBI, because Trump is coming for those institutions. He knows their power, and I think he has regrets that he didn't work hard enough to corrupt them last time. So he's coming for them, and that's a danger for all.
Isn't that funny? When Joe Biden was the one that weaponized it, this man speaking was weaponized against Trump in 2015, illegally spying on his campaign.
All Americans. He's going to put people in positions in those organizations. He didn't have all stars the last time. He'll have the bottom of the barrel this time, but people who will want to do his will, and that should worry every American. This election matters because of a reason like that. People have to participate. You cannot sit on the sideline. I don't care how you feel about Joe Biden. You must vote for him because the consequences on the other side are too severe.
I don't care how you feel about Joe Biden. You must vote for him. You want to talk about desperation? I want to know where Comey is. Is he still in the United States? Is he still in the United States? And just look, you can tell it's MSNBC because in the background, they have a sign saying the MAGA Mafia. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. We are the MAGA Mafia. How about that? Since you're going to portray it like that. But again, FBI looking into James Comey off the book honeypot operation targeting 2016 Trump campaign. This is things that we wanted to happen. We weren't sure if they were going to happen, but it seems like we might be on a path to seeing some justice, at least some more information, some investigations, and definitely some folks sweating bullets. I couldn't imagine what James Comey is going through right now, knowing how he was a traitor for this country. And more traitors for this country, check this out. I'm going to pull this up. President Trump signed another executive order today. Listen to this.
At the outset of your administration, sir, you committed to ending the weaponization of government, to holding those accountable who participated in the weaponization of government.
Hold it. This is a good one. Is everybody listening? Deranged Jack Smith. We're going to call it the Deranged Jack Smith signing or bill. Go ahead.
One law firm that provided legal services to the special counsel's office under Jack Smith's leadership was Covington and Burling. As a result of those actions, we're now going to be suspending and putting under review the security clearances for the attorneys and employees at that firm who worked with Jack Smith's team. And we're going to continue holding the people who were responsible for the weaponization of government, who supported it, accountable for what they did.
And you'll be doing this with other firms as time goes by, right?
We're looking at sort of the whole panoply of options.
The weaponization of our system by law firms, even pro bono work they're doing just in order to clog up government, stop government. And nobody knows about it more than me. And hopefully that'll never happen again.
So Covington and Burlington?
Covington and Burlington. Okay.
Mr. President, may I ask you a question about Europe? So long term, do you plan to maintain the number of U.S. troops stationed?
I just want to savor this one, please.
I just want to savor this one, please.
Who would like this pen? Hey, why don't you send it to Jack Smith? A deranged person.
At the outset.
So again, that was excellent. These are the days I love seeing. So suspending security clearances for all those at the Covington and Burling lawfare center that was weaponized against President Trump, working with Jack Smith. And I think there's going to be more to come. I think this is excellent. I think, again, promises made, promises kept. These people who were weaponized against conservatives, weaponized against Trump throughout this entire process, shouldn't get away scot-free, and I don't think they're going to. And listen to Trump slam a fake news reporter talking about news agencies or people being
politicians
targeted.
for 4 years, and then
Mr. President, what do you say to people who worry that targeting an individual firm or individuals who aren't Jack Smith?
Excuse me,
Actions?
I've been targeted for 4 years, longer than that. So you don't tell me about targeting. I was the target of corrupt politicians for 4 years, and then 4 years after that. So don't talk to me about targeting.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who worry that targeting an individual firm or individuals who aren't Jack Smith?
Excuse me,
Actions?
I've been targeted for 4 years, longer than that. So you don't tell me about targeting. I was the target of corrupt politicians for 4 years, and then 4 years after that. So don't talk to me about.
That is absolutely the honest to God truth between the media, the lawfare, the Democrats, the sham impeachments, the sham evidence that they always had against them, the sham judges. Like, I want to see some judges behind bars. That's what I want to see. Are we going to get to that point? I don't know. Also, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi issued letters to Maine, California, and Minnesota, warning them to cease allowing boys to play in girls' sports or face legal action. This is from the executive director. It says this: the Department of Justice will hold accountable states and state entities that violate federal law. Indeed, we've already begun to do so. Earlier this month, the Department of Justice sued 2 states, Illinois and New York, that defied federal immigration laws. We also stand ready to sue state and state entities that defy federal anti-discrimination laws. President Trump recently directed the Department of Justice and the Department of Education to prioritize enforcement actions against athletic associations that deny girls an equal opportunity to participate in sports and athletic events by requiring them to compete against boys. Yet in response, state athletic associations, including California's, have issued defiant statements saying they would continue requiring girls to compete against boys in sports and athletic events. Requiring girls to compete against boys in sports and athletic events violates Title IX of the Education Amendment Act of 1972. And under the Constitution, federal law, including Title IX, is the supreme law of the land. Again, Gavin's going to be in a mess because Gavin wants to battle everything. He wants California to be wokefornia, and he wants boys in girls' locker room. He wants pornography in the school system at young ages. And he's going to have to pick and choose his battles. And I don't think they were prepared, Democrats in general, whether they're governors, senators, congressmen and women. I don't think they were prepared for a Trump administration that was going to start off just cracking them out of the park. I mean, there has not been a day of rest. Every day, it seems like an executive order. Every day, a promise that was made is a promise being kept by Donald Trump. And it has just been absolutely fabulous to watch. And again, we know that Gavin Newsom used my tax dollars and other Californians to put a pot together of, what was it, $50 million to Trump-proof, I think $25 million for illegal aliens, $25 million for lawsuits against President Trump, which he is calling Trump-proofing California. And it's going to cost some folks a lot of money. It's going to cost the taxpayers, but I'm glad that the Attorney General is doing something about it. So this was an Associated Press article. A federal judge in Seattle has blocked President Donald Trump's effort to halt the nation's refugee admission system. So Trump has the right through executive order to do executive actions. A unelected federal judge doesn't have the right to stop this. These are the activist judges we talked about. I'm going to pull up this here. This was ABC News. I got them in the wrong order. I think I do. Let's see. And this is good news because again, they're activist judges. We're going to talk about some of them. One of them, if you remember, Rep. Andy Ogle said that he would start articles of impeachment on these judges that subvert the will of the people. And Rep. Andy Ogles tweeted this out saying, I'm drafting articles of impeachment for U.S. District Court Amr H. Ali, yet another partisan activist attempting to weaponize his position to block President Trump from... Oh, that was the wrong one. That's why it's not there. Hold on. That's another one. That's another one we're getting to right now. Here we go. Let's move on to the next story. This will cover that. A federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to pay millions of dollars to multiple nonprofit groups. The NGOs, folks, this is what the federal judge is saying. After determining the administration violated the terms of the temporary restraining order regarding freezing of foreign aid. So the USAID, all this stuff, a federal judge has ordered it that the halt is actually frozen so that they can go through there. It says a federal judge is ordering the Trump administration to dole out millions of dollars to multiple nonprofit groups, determining the Trump administration violated the terms of a temporary restraining order issued 2 weeks ago regarding freezing foreign aid. Judge Amr Ali, a Biden-era appointee, excoriated Trump administration attorneys during a lengthy hearing on Tuesday over its failure to pay the groups for work they conducted prior to President Trump's January 20th executive order, which froze all foreign aid for 90 days. Ali also signed an order to enforce a temporary restraining order he signed on February 13, ruling that the groups must be paid by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday. And just to give you guys an idea, we'll get into some of the details on this. Let's see where it was at. Man, this is out of order. Give me 1 second. Yeah. And so right now, again, Rep. Andy Ogle is working on a deal to put an impeachment through. Impeach the judges. We've seen a lot of big names out there pushing this, saying, hey, this is a partisan judge. This is a partisan hack. We've covered them over the last couple of weeks. Their ties to different stuff. It's just absolutely insane. And then we have another judge, Judge Ali Khan, extends her block of the Trump administration's blanket spending freeze. She says the administration has tried to say one thing while expressly doing another and called the freeze ill-conceived. Now, if you want to know who some of these people are, this is Lauren Ali Khan. You don't get much more activist than this. I'm going to show you a video while Josh Hawley was grilling her during her confirmation hearing. Listen to this.
Excuse me, Senator?
Why were the restrictions that you defended struck down as why were they?
Because they did not satisfy.
Why didn't they?
The court concluded that there were restrictions that were not neutral of general applicability.
Yeah. That's legalese. Why didn't they? Why didn't they on the facts? You know the facts. You were a good lawyer. Why'd you lose?
We lost because applying the strict scrutiny test, the court concluded that the restrictions were not narrowly tailored to serve a compelling governmental interest.
Because?
Senator.
Oh, come on, Judge. Don't make me do this. Do you want me to go through it for you? You lost because Mayor Bowser was going to mass protests herself personally with thousands of people celebrating them. By the way, which is fine. We have First Amendment in the United States. I want to be clear. That is totally fine. You want to protest? Go for it. I think that's totally fine. That wasn't the problem here. At the same time she was doing that, she was prohibiting churches, religious people, from gathering socially distanced outside wearing masks. And the district court said, you can't do that. That's discrimination. You can't separate people out based on their ideological beliefs or their positions. You can't do that, right? Isn't that what the district court said?
The district court said that
do you agree with it?
Could not survive strict scrutiny.
For those reasons, right? Why are you fighting me on this? I can't figure this out.
I am not fighting you, Senator.
So yes, you agree. That's what the district court said.
That was what the district court concluded.
Do you think they got it right? The district court get it right?
The district court, we did not appeal that decision. I think that district court decision is consistent with rulings that we got from the Supreme Court clarifying the application of the religious test to COVID-19 restrictions in Tandon and the Brooklyn Archdiocese.
My time's almost expired, and I know other senators want to ask questions, so let me just very quickly here. Do you think it's wrong to discriminate on the basis of religious faith?
Absolutely, Senator.
Why did you argue that religious services, religious people pose a greater risk of infection than people gathered to argue for defunding the police?
I was representing my client. The mayor and consulting epidemiologists had issued orders that she thought were going to protect public health. It was my role to defend those as a
Why did you make that argument? That seems like a strange argument to me, that religious people are somehow, more infectious than folks who have other ideological positions? I don't get it.
My understanding was the nature of singing and other things epidemiologists thought could transmit COVID at a higher rate.
You didn't put any scientific evidence on the record for it?
Senator, those were fast-moving cases, and they weren't going to full briefing and full summary judgment with a record.
That's not what the district court said. The district court said that you engaged in, and your client engaged in, and you defended discrimination on the basis of religious belief, that you offered no scientific evidence for it, that you pressed these arguments over and over and over without any foundation. Frankly, I'm disappointed that you made those arguments. You can choose what arguments to make. I'm disappointed you made those arguments. I'm disappointed you persisted in defending them here today. And for that reason, among others, I will not support your nomination. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So think about that. This person, as an attorney, was fighting to keep residents of D.C. out of church because of COVID. But while the client, which was Mayor Bowser out of D.C., was at Black Lives Matter and defund the police. Remember those days? Remember those days? These are the activists that is blocking Trump's administration's the will of the people. You can't get much more crazier than this. I look back at those days, and I remember we actually had a couple churches, one at Northern California, partnered with one here in the Central Valley, that sued the government over the shutdowns and ended up winning a substantial amount of money because, again, there's no law, again, that can violate your Constitution to the First Amendment right. And Democrats were busy using what they called an emergency order to violate your constitutional rights. And this person here who fought on behalf of Mayor Bowser in D.C., again, was appointed by Biden. Why? Because, again, this is what they were working on doing. They wanted to destroy Trump's administration before Trump got in. And I hope these impeachment proceedings come for a lot of these judges. It's what we need. We need truth. We need some honor in those positions. And so we're going to see what happens. Moving on. The U.S. and Ukraine, we've been talking about this, under Biden, Ukraine got a free ride, billions here. It seems like every Monday we were doing a show. We would say, 25 more billion to Ukraine. Oh, more equipment, more missiles to Ukraine. The U.S. and Ukraine have agreed to terms on a deal over natural resources and reconstruction, a Ukrainian official says. That was from CNN. Now, listen to this here. Let's pull this up. It's just a short clip. And I like the way the boss says this.
With Ukraine and this mineral deal, What does Ukraine get in return, Mr. President?
$350 billion and lots of equipment, and military equipment, and the right to fight on, and originally the right to fight. Look, Ukraine, I will say they're very brave and they're good soldiers, but without the United States and its money and its military equipment, this war would have been over in a very short period of time. In fact,
so again, Trump's big thing, especially, and he's been saying this since the 80s, is we're horrible at making deals. All these other countries get something, we get nothing in return. It's nice to help people out. And so in order to get a little payback for that $350 billion, now we have a mineral deal with Ukraine, which it's good to have in our pockets, and it should be interesting. I know the left is freaking out right now, talking about how he's a dictator and he's stealing their minerals and everything else. It was, hey, stolen land people. It was an agreement. We've done it before. We've done it under Democrats. We've done it under Republicans. Get over it. Now, some of these reporters are getting upset because, again, we're going to cover just a few clips. We don't have a whole lot to cover on the border deal. We covered that, or the illegal alien deal. We covered that in the first show. But I want you to listen to this epic answer by our White House press secretary, because, again, Democrats and the fake news are making victims out of these murders, rapists, human traffickers, sex traffickers, drug dealers. Poor them. Listen to this response right here. You're going to love it.
Guantanamo Bay, the other to the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I wanted to get your response to some Washington Post reporting of the migrants who stayed over at Guantanamo Bay for the last 2 weeks. They told the Post they were rarely let outside. They were shackled and placed in what they described as cages, and alleged that they were not treated as human beings. Does the White House have any response to those conditions?
At Guantanamo Bay? It's a promise the president campaigned on, that if you invade our nation's borders, if you break our country's laws, and if then you further commit heinous, brutal crimes in the interior of our country, like raping and murdering innocent, law-abiding women and girls, and committing heinous acts of violence, then you are going to be deported from this country, and you may be held at Guantanamo Bay. These are criminals we are talking about. Don't forget that.
I just love it. No sugarcoating it. No trying to be politically correct. Again, didn't apologize for it. They're upset about their treatment. Why don't we talk to the families of those who have been raped and murdered? You think they're a little upset? The angel moms. You think that reporter cares about the angel moms that had to bury a son or daughter because of an illegal alien, a criminal illegal alien murderer? Or rapist? No, nobody cares. Again, a vast majority, and this is what mainstream media can't get through their head. That's what Democrats, I don't know where Democrats get their information. Like I said, they are really screwing up on the double down effect. Like, hey, this hasn't worked. What are we going to do? Let's double down. Like, a majority of Americans want mass deportations. They want the border closed. They want Doge to do it, and all Democrats do is sit there and say, oh, we're ending democracy here. What about our vegetables? These folks pick vegetables. Like, you know what? Give me a break. Give me a break. Well, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, right, that we said there was a raid going on at Colony Ridge. Here's a little bit more information. And again, Colony Ridge is that development. It's about 60 miles, about like 40 miles. There's been suspected rumors of this development was from a big donor to Governor Greg Abbott, and that his reason for building this was to hold illegal aliens, not hold them, but to give them a place to live and have a community of illegal aliens. We've had some investigations. We've had people look into it, but listen to this right here, because yesterday we had some great deportation efforts, and take a look.
Border Czar Tom Homan, who joined this operation, tells me that they arrested about 90 illegal migrants here. This makes it the largest operation that we have seen under the Trump administration. Homan says this is part of a much larger criminal investigation. He called this phase one and something they have been planning for a while. Early Monday morning, HSI, along with special agents and Texas DPS, made the arrest in and around Colony Ridge, a largely Hispanic development outside of Houston. We sat down with Border Czar Tom Homan right after he joined that operation.
They were target enforcement operation. We went with warrants on some people. Some were worksite operations, and others were traffic stops conducted by Texas DPS. The last number I saw was like 69 criminals. I know for a fact there were several sexual predators. I mean, child predators that were arrested for, sexual misconduct with a child. There's several of them. I know there's one that was convicted of either homicide or murder.
Now, among those arrested right here, a 3-time previously deported criminal illegal alien from El Salvador. ICE tells me he had criminal arrest warrants for alleged repeated sexual abuse of a minor. Borders are.
That's who Democrats are defending, folks. Like, it's undefendable. You can't defend those people and act like you care about anybody, like you care about American citizens, like you're putting your country first. And unfortunately, Democrats say that he's just here picking vegetables. We know that's not the case. We know if these people are sexually assaulting, raping, murdering, they're probably not out making an honest living, paying taxes, right? But this is what Democrats want to continue to defend. And these raids and this, we're only going to get better momentum as they get oiled and lubed up and ready to go. And God bless Tom Homan. God bless the ICE agents that are out there, because we have the activists that are currently doxing them in the LA area, putting their lives at risk. And I'm pretty sure some things are going to be done. Let me read a couple comments here, see what's all going on in here. We got church tonight. Let's see. Some of these I can't even repeat. They're so horrible. Texas Bigfoot says, my chat froze. Welcome to Rumble, Texas Bigfoot. Satan wants people out of church. He doesn't want us praising and worshiping God, but yet gyms stayed open. Yeah. No, when it came to the COVID lockdowns, we had strip clubs, adult stores open while we couldn't go into church. Isn't that amazing? But we got we got to have a pretty busy week for you all. Oh, you know what? Friday, me and Rachel's 21-year anniversary, guys. 21-year anniversary. Then Saturday is Caden's birthday. He'll be 4 years old. 4 years old. So that's pretty cool. His party, we'll probably do like just cake and ice cream on Saturday, but his official party won't be from a week till Saturday. His party will be on the 8th. So we're getting all prepared for that. This is always now with Caden. This is when we get our spring cleanup done around the house. So I don't know what me and Rach is going to do yet. Maybe go out to dinner, go do something fun. But yeah, a long time I've had to put up with her, guys. So, I mean, you should feel for me. You should definitely feel for me. I know she's not watching right now. She is doing some of that spring cleaning, so I can get away with saying whatever I want. But yeah, poor me. Poor all that gray right here. That's 21 years. That's 21 years. But yeah, Caden's all excited. He keeps saying, like today, I was like telling him how many more days till his birthday, and he's like, no, 2 weeks. And I was like, no, your party's in almost 2 weeks, but your birthday is Saturday. So he's excited. He's letting us know everything he wants now. When he gets something in his mind now, it stays there, and he lets you know about it constantly. Like I told you guys a couple weeks ago about the remote control tow truck. man, for like 6-7 weeks when I was out of town in LA, I got on FaceTime with him. He did remote control tow truck. And I'm like, what? And then Rachel told me he watched it on one of those YouTube videos. And we try to keep him off cartoons, but we'll let him watch hobbyist stuff, things that build and when they're changing things. And I looked and I was like, oh, that kind of tow truck, that's going to be an expensive tow truck. And I looked and it was $699. I said, no, heck no. But we happened to find one at Target for $16 and he absolutely fell in love with it. So he got that and he's been having a lot of fun with that thing. So, yeah, we're getting all ready for the party. Going to see what happens. So I might take Friday off. I don't know if we have any plans to do anything, but I might take Friday off. So just keep that in mind. If you turn on and you think, well, did the FBI raid his house? Don't forget, we got Kash Patel. We're not going to get raided for anything like we were before. So we're good. We're sleeping good at night, folks. But the problem is we got to keep it that way for 4 years after this 4 years so we can get it completely cleaned house. And it's just great what we're seeing up there. So I'm going to say thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you. If anything goes breaking tonight, I won't be back until 8 o'clock my time, which is 11 o'clock Eastern time. So if anything does happen, I will go live then and update. I want to say thank you. If you guys want to donate, if you appreciate the show, appreciate the coverage of the stuff, you can go to Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army, or givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And we also have a Zelle link that's on our website, theoreoexpress.com. You scroll down a little, it'll say donate now. And once again, we appreciate you all. Thank you more than you know for liking, sharing, and all your blessings. Thank you very much. And if we don't see you tonight, we'll see you tomorrow.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our first ever mega sale on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save over 50% on this season's flannel sheets. Queen size only $59.98. Kings only $69.98. They sell out fast every year, so order now. Save 20% on our brand new My Crosses. They're designed in the likeness of the one I've worn every day for over 20 years. They come in men's and women's, and they're made right here in the USA. Get our 2025 six-piece My Towel sets for only $29.98. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. And our best-selling standard My Pillows, just $14.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to take advantage of our first ever mega sale. But wait, remember that $75 free shipping rule? Well, that ship is sailed because right now,